LPT Realty is one of the fastest growing companies, if not the fastest growing company in the real estate industry. And as we grow, we identify things that are working well and things that may need to change. And the refreshing part about being with LPT is that the CEO listens. He takes in the feedback. He uses the vehicles that we put in place with the brokerage to allow agents to have a voice, and he understands from the ground floor what the experience is inside of the brokerage that he's building. And with that, we made a handful of changes that will have an impact on real estate agents that do partner with LPT Realty. So we're going to go over where we are with LPT Realty currently, where we're going, and some of the changes that were just announced so you are up to date on what to expect with LPT Realty. First, and one of the most exciting things, is our growth. Back in October, we announced that we were at 6,000 agents with a goal to reach 10,000 agents by March 31st. And we're on track to hit that target. 10,000 agents within the first 2 years of this company opening its doors. To put that into perspective, there have been other cloud-based brokerages that came before us that have reached the 10,000 agent milestone. But to really look at them side by side to identify the true growth that LPT Realty is experiencing is we're acting as if we were in business for 10 years already. And then most of the other cloud-based brokerages, they were already publicly traded when they hit 10,000 agents. They were in 48 plus states and in a few other countries. And we're only in a handful of states in the United States, and we're approaching 10,000 agents. They also had the benefit of the real estate boom over the last 10 years. LPT Realty was launched as the market was declining. So to experience the growth that we've had inside of a declining market in 2 years versus 10 years, in 20 states versus 48 states and a handful of countries, the growth that LPT Realty is experiencing is nothing short of amazing. Agents are choosing the platform that was created just 2 years ago, and they are finding a new place to call home. They have the other choices out there, and instead of going to look at those companies, or they're currently at those companies, they decide to bet on a 2-year-old company to make that brokerage a place where they're going to grow their business and take it to the next level. And you'll hear a lot of people say that it's EXP 2.0, it's Real 2.0, and that is just false. LPT, what is different is the hybrid model and the real estate first mindset that is the core of where we are and what we believe in at LPT Realty. So the hybrid model allows agents to have the choice of what compensation plan they want to choose, whether they want to be what we were calling a rev share partner with the traditional 80-20 split like you would find at Real or EXP, or a business builder, a flat fee model. In addition to that, revenue share is paid to the revenue share partners on both platforms as a rev share partner or a business builder. Not just, hey, if you want to participate in this, you have to be on this plan and you're only going to get paid with agents on this plan. And if you're on the business builder plan, we can't pay out any because it's a lower fee that the brokerage takes. It's not like that. It is truly the real estate model that is giving agents a choice without taking away any of the benefits of the traditional offerings at some of the brokerages. And as we move the model forward, Robert wanted to introduce the language that he was originally thinking of, but was worried that the general agent or the industry at whole wouldn't understand what we were doing initially if we put out this language. So we are changing the way we use the term revenue share, and we actually have a trademark now, and it is now called hybrid share. We are a hybrid model inside of the real estate industry, giving agents choices, and you have the opportunity to earn hybrid share at LPT Realty. So a few things that are different with hybrid share ultimately better aligns the agents and the team leaders. So as teams come and join LPT Realty, which many of them have large teams across the United States, they now have the opportunity where if an agent was to, let's say, leave their team, that agent doesn't have to take on any new expenses or automatically increase their cap by 3 times. They can be on the business builder plan with a $5,000 cap while they're on the team, and then they decide to go out on their own, and they don't have to move to the rev share partner. They get to stay on the business builder plan without their cap quadrupling, tripling, doubling, which most of the time forces them to go look for another brokerage that is a little bit cheaper while they go and try and start their journey on their own. Another benefit of hybrid share is it allows an agent to come here and just sell real estate and not receive anything less if they don't decide to recruit. So what I mean by that is the other cloud-based brokerages, you plug into it as a single agent, you're paying a $16,000 cap or a $15,000 cap regardless. So you almost have to take advantage of the revenue share portion, which isn't very easy to do, in order to justify, in order for that split to make sense. Well, what happens to the agents who only sell a couple transactions a year? Yes, the goal is to get them into more production and to get them to become capping agents, but not all of them do. They just sell 2 to 3 to 5 transactions a year. At the other brokerages, they don't have an option to choose what plan that they go on. They get stuck where they're paying $16,000 or $15,000 or $12,000, whatever the cap is at that brokerage, and they're probably paying 20 to 30% on each transaction until they cap. Well, those agents are never going to cap, so they're not going to receive the benefit of capping. And the other opportunity that they have is to recruit, which not all agents want to do that. So for a quick example, let's say you close 3 transactions. They're all $10,000 at one of the other brokerages, and they're going to take 20% of that $10,000 commission that you earned. Well, that's $2,000 on each transaction. That's 2, 4, 6. $6,000 you're going to pay into these brokerages, where if you were to have those same transactions at LPT and you were on the business builder plan, you're going to pay them $1,500. That's a big difference. And at the same time, have the ability to start building your downline if you wanted to. And when and if you were to build it large enough where you wanted to upgrade to the revenue share partner, then you can. If you never want to, then you don't have to. And that really focuses on the agent choice aspect, giving the agent the ability to run their business as they see fit. Hybrid share is really just the bridge, the thing that connects one of our main core values, which is real estate first. And now to move the brokerage forward and making sure that we're communicating and we're using the right words when we're talking about LPT Realty, we are removing the word revenue share partner and that plan, and we are now going to call it the brokerage partner, because truly that's what we are. We are a partner of the brokerage, and we're not here to just collect revenue share, because that's not something that you have to do. And calling it a revenue share partner wouldn't fit inside of the culture that we're building here at LPT Realty. Initially, if we were to call it a brokerage partner, the industry may be confused on what it actually was. So strategically calling it a rev share partner initially, it made a lot of sense because anyone who was at any other cloud-based brokerage or knew about the revenue share model, they knew exactly what they were looking at or referring to when someone was to bring up the opportunity to them. Now we're going to move forward with some changes that we made to the model. And this was based off the feedback of the agents. The agents submitted tickets through the AAC where they spoke to the executives directly, or they submitted a ticket to the executives to take a look at. And after looking at all of them, Robert, our CEO, decided to make a few changes. And as soon as these changes were announced, I messaged Robert and I said, thank you for always making decisions on behalf of the agent and being real estate first. So a few things that were in place prior that we are changing now is what we consider a core transaction. So before, if you had a rental transaction, a commercial transaction, a transaction that fell under the $2,500 gross commission income mark, that wasn't considered a core transaction. at this time, that is considered a core transaction. So that was one thing that initially it was put into place to benefit the agent. Anything under $2,500 commission, they're going to switch from the business builder plan to an 80-20. So the agent's keeping more of the commission, but it's not considered a core transaction. And some agents love that. And then some were like, oh man, I wish that counted towards my cap so I could cap quicker. Well, now agents have choices and they can make the decision on, yes, I want this to count towards my cap, or no, I don't. I need this money. I need as much of my commission as I can get right now. And I'd rather pay the 80-20 split on something that is a lower commission versus the 500 and keep as much money in my pocket as I can. A CEO making that decision, that is not from the selfish perspective of, hey, we need to try and get as much money out of our agents as we can. That is to keep more money in the agent's pocket for times of need where a couple $100 may be very important to them. So when that announcement was made, it just made me feel grateful for who we're in business with and the mindset that Robert Palmer has when he makes decisions on behalf of all of us. The other great thing about this change is, as a brokerage partner, now when our agents underneath us inside of our downline close something that is under that $2,500 threshold, or is a commercial transaction, or at least whatever it is, it will now be contributed into the revenue share pool, which we would then receive revenue share of. So that's a great benefit to us as brokerage partners, because as we help our agents do more business, regardless of if it falls below a certain amount of commission, we're still going to be able to receive revenue share as they pay into the brokerage. Another announcement that just came from LPT and Robert Palmer was that we are able to do commercial deals inside of our standard plan, whether we're on the business builder plan or the brokerage partner plan. And because there is more risk involved with the commercial transactions, there will be a risk management fee of 0.1% for brokerage partners and 0.3% for business builders. So that's a good compromise where agents are still able to run their business as they see fit, and the brokerage is allowing them to do these higher risk transactions and in return pay a risk management fee. And we're almost done here with the updates. The last update is before, if you had a residential land zoned for a single family home, we weren't considering that core transactions, and now we are. So anyone who is selling residential land, if you were turned off by LPT because that wasn't considered a core transaction, it is now. The brokerage and Robert Palmer and the executives listened to us agents say that that should be considered a core transaction, and they made a change. And I think they did the right thing by doing that. And last but not least, because of all the changes that were just made, which are significant in regards to the plans that we offer, we have now extended the early adopter benefits until the end of February. So you have to sign your ICA by the end of February, and you have to lodge your license with LPT by the end of March. So if you were on the fence and one of these things caused you to say, hey, LPT won't work for me in my business, well, now you have an opportunity to still lock in with the early adopter benefits and not miss out on what is going to be a record-breaking company. We're already breaking records. We're going to continue to break records. And I am very confident in our leadership and our CEO to make sure we are staying ahead of our competition. He is not going to take his foot off the gas until we are the largest company and the best company to sell real estate. So if you're thinking about LPT or you just need some more information, let's set up a confidential conversation where I will give you all of the information that you'll need and answer any questions that you have. If LPT Realty is a good fit for you, I would love the opportunity to partner with you as we grow this company to the largest company inside of the real estate industry. If LPT isn't the right place for you, that's okay. I'm not the type who's going to call you 100 times, text you every single day, forcing you to make a decision, because I was on the other end of those recruiting phone calls for so long, and I made it a point in my career as I started to introduce this model to all of my friends that I wouldn't be the one who ends up in your phone as do not answer a recruiting call. That's not going to be me. So have one conversation with me. If it's a fit, great. If it's not, that's okay, and we can move forward. Thank you for watching this video, And again, if you have any questions, let me know.